Good afternoon and welcome to Zaleski Sports and this afternoon's Marewood, well, not really Marewood Conference game. It's a non-conference game as the Stratford girls will be taking on the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft, who are ranked number 2 in Division 5 this season. Almond-Bancroft coming in with a 4-1 conference record, 10-2 overall, will be taking on the Stratford Tigers, who are 3-1 in conference, 7-4 overall. Stratford coming off a very, very impressive win against Marathon back on Tuesday, a 3-1 victory, and a heartbreaking one on Monday as they lost the Marathon 4-3 in 10 innings. And so Stratford's got actually won 4 of their last 5 ball games here, and they are sitting tied on top in the Marewood South with Wisconsin Rapids Assumption and Auburndale with a 3-1 record, followed by Marathon at 2-2, Edgar 1-3, and Newman Catholic at 0-4. The Eagles of Almond-Bancroft, as I mentioned, are 10-2 overall, 4-1 in conference, and ranked number 2 in Division 5. And they are on a 4-game winning streak. They started out the season winning their first 6 ball games very impressively, and lost to Marshall and lost to Pacelli. And they are in the same conference with Pacelli, and it's these two teams that kind of fight it out year in and year out for that conference championship. Of course, Coach Molsky over there at Pacelli has a great ball club year in and year out. They are ranked number 3 in Division 4. They had to move up a division because of winning the state title last year, so they had to move up. And looking at this Almond-Bancroft pitching staff, in the 12 games they have played, they have pitched 7 shutouts on the season. So half of their wins are shutouts. And so a very, very good ball club. It'll be a real test for the Stratford Tigers. Today's starting lineups are brought to you by Country Wireless. Attention Stratford area residents. Country Wireless now has blazing fast service for your connected house. Streaming, gaming, movies, TV, and more is now better than ever with Country Wireless. With download speeds of up to 100 megabytes per second. Now is the time to visit countrywireless.com and get blazing fast internet with Country Wireless. Starting lineups for the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft, leading off and playing center field is Maya Dernbach. Batting second and playing shortstop is Aaliyah Newberry, batting third. And pitching for the Eagles today is Raya Sabales. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing first base is Oakley Omernick. Batting fifth and playing right field, Lacey Bradley. Batting in the 5 spot and playing the 6th spot and playing third base is Taya Dernbach. Batting 7th is Sophia Chepa, and catching. Batting in the number 8 spot is second baseman Lainey Carlton, and batting 9th and playing left field is Lexi Carlton. The starting lineup for the Stratford Tigers. Playing center field and leading off is Carly Pankratz. Batting second and playing first base, Lanny Pankratz. Batting third and catching, number 3, Emma Roper. Batting in the cleanup spot and pitching today is Tria Tubbs. Tria coming off that 3-1 victory against Marathon, as Lanny has kind of a sore ankle, so they're throwing Tria today. And Tria's actually looked very, very good this season. Batting 5th and playing short is Gracie Schmidt. Batting 6th and DPing is Alyssa Bargander. Batting 7th, the second baseman, Dakota Knetter. Batting 8th and playing right field, Michaela Stieber. And batting 9th and playing left field, Gracie Crummel. And playing third base, the flex player is Madeline Koenig. Will be coming up here just shortly.
Stratford High School. Almond-Bancroft High School in the WIAA
with the national anthem, as a few announcements are going on right now. And other games in the Marewood Conference. In the South, Marathon is at Wausau East in a non-conference contest, and Pittsville is at Edgar. Edgar playing outstanding ball since the first game of the season. And in the Northern, Shawamagon is traveling to Cumberland, and Prentice is taking on Rib Lake.
Number 5, Emma.
And we're going to take a break here. We're going to pay a little bills here, and John will lead us into that. And you're watching softball from Stratford in the Marewood Conference on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Nuts Deep 2, a Marshfield favorite for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Soup, salad, pizza, omelets, sandwiches, wraps, and burgers. How about appetizers like loaded tots and super nuts nachos? 14 large TVs to watch all your favorite games. Plus, entertainment and event space for groups large and small for your upcoming parties. Nuts Deep 2 again, awarded Best Burgers and Fish Fry in Marshfield. Nuts Deep 2 on South Central Avenue in Marshfield and Nuts Deep 2 North in Spencer.
And we're back here at Stratford as the first pitch came in on catching the outside corner, and a slap shot by the leadoff hitter, Maya Dernbach, hits the second baseman, Dakota Knetter, and throws over to Lanny Pankratz for out number 1. So one down here in the top of the first inning for the Eagles. Brings up the shortstop, Aaliyah Newby, right-handed hitter. And a call strike. Tria working the corners very well here early in the ball game. Tria gets the sign from Emma, and a pop-up or a fly ball out the left, and making a one-handed catch is Gracie Crummel for out number 2, as Tria has just settled on 4 pitches so far here in the first inning.
Pitcher number 9, Raya Sabellis.
Raya Sabellis now the number 3 hitter, and she is pitching today for the Eagles. Pitch upstairs by Tria. In fact, they had quite a few players on the all-conference list last year. And the pitch catches the outside corner right at the letters as Tria evens the count at 1-1. 2 down here in the top of the first inning. From the windup and a pitch upstairs. In fact, on that all-conference team for Almond-Bancroft last year, Maya Dernbach, Aaliyah Newberry, and Raya Sabellis, the first 3 batters here, all were sophomores last year. They're juniors this year. And a ground ball in the hole for a base hit by Sabellis as the Eagles get their first base runner of this afternoon. And coming up is the cleanup hitter is Oakley Omernick.
Number 00, Oakley Omernick.
Playing first base today. Had a chance to talk to her mother. In fact, she was on, let's go back, it's got to be, when the Pointers won the national title, her mother was on that national title team. In fact, she's coaching first base down here and doing the book also. But she was a player for Dean Schuta, a real good friend of mine. And we had a nice conversation before the ball game. Next pitch, right at the knees, catches the outside corner and works the count 0-2 here in the top of the first inning. Sabellis at first with 2 down, and the pitch just missed as catcher Emma Roper tried to frame that one. 1-2 count on the cleanup hitter Oakley Omernick. And next pitch upstairs. Tria working very, very fast out there. I've done a few softball games this year, and she's one of the fastest pitchers I've seen work this year. I've worked like 3 Marshfield games, and a ground ball to short. Bobbled a little bit, but flips it over to Knetter as Schmidt kept her composure and flipped it over Knetter for out number 3 as Omernick will finish with a fielder's choice. For the Almond-Bancroft Eagles in the top of the first inning, they come up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. After a half inning of play, it's the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft, nothing, and the Stratford Tigers coming to bat. And you're watching non-conference softball from Stratford on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
And we're back here at Stratford as we're banging on the drum all day. Beautiful day for softball. It's a little overcast here, but I'll tell you, there's hardly any wind. It's not raining, and it's not cold. And so a little rain's supposed to come in tonight. The Tigers are taking on Bondwell here tomorrow, and you will be able to watch that right here on Zaleski Sports tomorrow. And John and I will be right here. No, we're not staying overnight and sleeping up here in the press box. We are going home. But leading off for the Stratford Tigers is Carly Pankratz, the center fielder. And first pitch is just upstairs for ball 1. As Carly, let me get my stat sheet here. It's roaming around here somewhere. And the next pitch, just downstairs for ball 2. And Carly on the season so far, hitting a very impressive 375 for the Tigers. And shot down the left field line and way out of play for strike 1. 2-1 count on the center fielder, Carly Pankratz. Carly leads the, correction, she is second on the team in RBIs with 11 this season. And pop up down to third base side. Third baseman Dernbach comes over and makes the catch for out number 1. That brings up now the first baseman,
number 4,
Lenny Pankratz.
Pankratz.
And Lanny is, let's see, Lanny is actually hitting .545, leading the ball club in hitting this year. She leads the team with hits with 18. Shot down the first base line, bobbled by the first baseman, and she's going to get on with an error. That was a shot right down to first baseman, but we're going to call it an error. But the Tigers get a runner here with 1 down in the bottom of the first inning, and brings up the catcher, Emma Roper. Roper on the season is hitting .368. She's 4th on the team in hitting. She has 22 total bases, and she's got 13 RBIs leading the club this year. As Raya Sabalas is on the mound for the Eagles. Looks at her. A lot of these pitchers wear a wristband on what they should throw, sitting with a 1-1 count or a 1-2 count or an 0-1 count. And to me, I would just throw what I feel comfortable throwing. 1-1 count on Emma Roper, the number 3 hitter for the Tigers. Next pitch, upstairs. Tigers have been very successful running the ball this year, as they have stolen 28 bases so far this year and only been caught once. As a team, they're hitting .354 on the season. And a fly ball, the left fielder going back, and it's off the wall. And coming into third and being held up there is Lanny-Pancras, as Emma hits a shot out to left field, and that'll be a double for Emma Roper. And that is
Courtesy runner, number 3, Macy.
Is her 6th double on the season, and she leads the club. And
Now batting.
we've got a courtesy runner out there.
Tria Tubbs.
And coming up is the pitcher. Oh, as Macy Stieber is now courtesy running for Roper. So runners at second and third with 1 down, as the Tigers are threatening here in the bottom of the first inning. And pitch catches the inside corner to Tria Tubbs. Tria coming in, hitting .400 on the season. She has 10 RBIs. She was a second-team all-conference last year. As Raya gets the sign, rocks and fires, and a one-hopper to the shortstop, and a run scores. But the run should count, as it was not a force out. It was a tag out on the play, so the Tigers will score on that. And so the Tigers come up with 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and no one left on base. After 1 complete inning of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 1, and the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft 0.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
And we are back at Stratford here, as the Tigers do get a run. Big double by Emma Roper here in the first inning that advanced Lanny-Pancras over to third. And Tria Tubbs grounded out to the shortstop, and then Emma was gunned down at third. But Tria will get credit with an RBI on that. And leading off for the Eagles is the number 5 hitter, the right fielder, Lacey Bradley. And Lacey was a second-team all-conference player last year as a freshman, a sophomore this year, and she is in the DP position today. But they had, between the first and second team all-conference and honorable mention, Alma-Bancroft had 7 players that were selected as all-conference selections last year. Next pitch comes in by Tria and catches the outside corner for a call strike. 2-1 count on the leadoff hitter, Lacey Bradley, here in the top of the second inning. Tria gets the sign, rocks, and a fly ball out to left field, charging in and making the catch is the left fielder Gracie Crummel for out number 1. And brings up now as little, they almost brought up the wrong batter here, as number 10 was going to, Sophia Chapa was going to go into the batter's box, but actually Tia Dernbach is the batter. As they've got everything straightened out here now. One down. And coming back, boy, thank goodness for that fence. Otherwise, the speaker up here would have gotten that one. Foul ball with a strike. It's really nice looking at that American flag out there, and it's not flying out straight out with no wind today. Tria. And way out of play. And, you know, my car's parked over there. I just came back from the body shop. We don't need another dent in it. Got a deer 3 weeks ago. 0-2 count to Tia Dernbach. And another foul ball as Tia stays alive. The Stratford boys are taking on Marathon also this afternoon up at Marathon. And Stratford with a very impressive win last Tuesday on that solo shot by Riley Spindler. And a pop-up into the infield and making the call and making the catch in foul territory is Tria Tubbs for out number 1. As we have 2 down now here in the top of the second inning.
Tia Dernbach.
As Tria rocks and fires and a changeup upstairs. Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, and windows built to last, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. We guarantee quality you can trust. That's Infinity Exteriors. Next pitch just missed. As the count now is 2-0 to the catcher, Sophia Chepa. Tria winds and delivers. And a call strike. 2-1 count. Nice crowd here so far on a Thursday evening. And a foul ball. The friendly staff at Sweat's Country Corner Mart in Blankers serves up a large selection of food made to order daily, like fish fries, chicken dinners, and awesome pizza. Drive in today on County Road P, just off of Highway 10 in Blanker. 2-2 count to Sophia here in the top of the second inning, and Tigers leading 1-0 here. Tria delivers, and foul ball out of play. As I mentioned, Tria pitching very well this year. She's got a 3-2 record this year, 32 innings pitched, gave up 42 hits, 20 earned runs. She's got an ERA of 4.38, and opponents are batting .276 against her on the season. And a slow roller down to third, and great play as charging in was Madeline Kranig and making a nice play. I thought Sophia had a base hit out of that, but a great defensive play by Madeline to actually get Chepa by a good step and a half. And the Eagles go 1-2-3, so no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. After 1.5 innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 1, and the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft 0. And you're watching here on Zaleski Sports, Merriwood Conference non-conference game, and it's brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hello, I'm Jenny Shaner, Realtor, Next Home Hub City. If you're a first-time home buyer or seller, or you've been around the block, because of my experience, I'm able to help you in the most efficient way. I'm a full-time, full-service realtor. I focus on my clients 100%. Let's work together as a team for a win in your next real estate transaction.
And Stratford's schedule coming up. They, as I mentioned, they play Bondewell here. First pitch will be at 4:45 tomorrow, and then next week, a big one as they will take on Auburndale twice on Tuesday at 4:45, and then at home, and then at Auburndale on May 1st. So a big schedule for the Stratford Tigers. Then also next Friday, they will take on a Northern Division team in the Merriwood Conference as the Phillips Loggers will come into Stratford to take on the Tigers, and that's a week from Friday. First pitch was fouled off for a strike, and a big changeup by Rhea Sabelis. If that would have been down a little bit, I think that would have been smacked pretty good, but it was up way high. So, and the next pitch, and a shot out to right field, and a big hit for Gracie Schmidt as Gracie gets on with a base hit to right field. As
Base hit for Schmidt. Brings up number 9, Alyssa Bargander.
As Gracie has been having an outstanding season, she's hitting .294 on the season with 8 RBIs. And coming to the plate now is Alyssa Bargander, the DP. And Alyssa is hitting .250 on the season with 10 RBIs, so she's been very effective. A great sacrifice bunt, throw to first, and moves Gracie over to second. So a sacrifice
Bunt.
As that goes 5-3 on the sacrifice. And going to second was Gracie Schmidt. So now the Tigers threatening here with possibly another run with Gracie Schmidt in scoring position. And bringing up the second baseman, Dakota Knetter. And the pitch. And catches the inside corner right at the letters. As Dakota is hitting .360 on the season. And she is 9 for 25. Having a great season. And the pitch, and a shot, and a base hit. And could score a run. As Coach Pankratz is going to hold her up there at third. So with one down and runners at the corners.
Brings up right fielder, number 1, Michaela Stieber.
And Michaela Stieber, the right fielder, hitting in the number 8 spot. As Michaela on the season is hitting .273. She's got 2 RBIs. She's walked 7 times this year, so she knows the zone. When you land up walking that many times, that you know the zone very, very well. As Raya gets ready and pitch just upstairs. As Raya is looking into the dugout on possible pitch selection, she looks at her wrist. She rocks and fires. And a call strike right on the letters on the inside corner. 1-1 count on Michaela Stieber. Michaela having a great basketball season. As I kidded her during the basketball season that she was the main three-point shooter for the Tigers this year. The girls had a great, great season. As Michaela fouls the next pitch off, it's now 1-2 on Michaela. She really didn't want to take credit that she was a three-point shooter, but I'll tell you, she could pop it from anywhere. Raya rocks and fires. And a call, strike 3, catching the inside corner. As that is actually the first strikeout.
Left fielder, number 7.
Yes, that is the first strikeout of the game. And coming to the plate is the left fielder, Gracie Krummel. Runners at first and third as Gracie swings at a high fastball for strike 1. 1-0 here in the bottom of the second as the Tigers put up a run in the first inning. And fouled off. Arbor Vantage Tree Care provides professional tree services in central Wisconsin, from tree removal and pruning to stump grinding to consultations. Whatever your tree needs, Arbor Vantage is your complete tree care partner. Contact them today at arborvantage.com or like them on Facebook. And the delivery just missed that outside corner. And the count now 1-2 to Gracie Krummel with 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. As Raya rocks and just misses. 2-2. As Ryle looks at her arm on what pitch, and going foul down and slamming into the fence is Tia Dernbach. I was talking to Coach beforehand. I guess both Dernbachs are actually like a second cousin to Kent Dernbach, who is the head coach at UW-Stevens Point. And Kent and I go back a few years. But Kent doing a great job at UW-Stevens Point with the men's basketball team. As the next pitch comes in and fouled off, it's 2-2. Kent had a great high school season for Almond-Bancroft many years back, and great college season. Was at Point as an assistant when they won the national title in 2015. And a fly ball out in right field, and coming in to make that catch is Lacey Bradley for out number 3. The Tigers threatened here in the bottom of the second. They had but get no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. So after 2 innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 1 and the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft nothing. And you're watching softball from Stratford on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
Second baseman, number 26.
And leading off for the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft is the second baseman, Lenny Carlton, followed by her sister, Lexi. And then back to the top of the batting order for the Eagles. Tria rocks and fires, and a shot over to the first baseman. She goes to her right and makes a nice, easy catch for out number 1. And coming up now in the number 9 spot is the left fielder, Lexi Carlton. Left-hander hitter. If they were twins, you could tell that they were not identical. One hit from the left-hand side and one hit from the right-hand side. So they're not identical anymore then. First pitch comes in from Tubbs for ball 1. Tria rocks, and an off-speed pitch and a foul tip by Lexi for strike 1. And Tria delivers. And a call strike on the outside corner. You know, I know Joe Anderson has the night off. He might be listening to me. So, Joe, get ready. This young lady up here in the press box, next time she sees you, she's going to give you a hard time. So, and a pitch by Tria. High and outside. Ball 2. 2-2 count on the number 9 hitter, Lexi Carlton, who's playing left field for the Eagles today. Tria gets the sign from Emma and fires, and a shot out the center right at Carly Pankratz for out number 2. And back to the top of the batting order is Maya Dernbach, as she landed up taking the second pitch of the ball game and grounded out to the second baseman over there by Dakota Knetter. Almond-Bancroft with 1 hit so far. First pitch comes in low for ball 1. Tria with the sign. Rocks and fires. And just misses. I've seen a lot of that this year with these young ball players, and I saw it in college ball when I was umpiring college ball, that a lot of them will, they get that extra step, and ground ball, and plenty in the time, got the bag for out number 3 as they get that little quicker step and as a running swing. And you see a lot of that in college. But for the Eagles, they come up with no runs on no hits, no errors, and no one left. So after 2.5 innings of play, the score is 1-0 Stratford here from Stratford Athletic Complex. And you're watching it on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
A&B Process Systems has been a proud member of the Stratford community since 1973. You can find your next career in engineering, welding, and more at A&B Process Systems. Our campus also includes our exclusive Factory Acceptance Testing Center with full-service testing capabilities to ensure that your equipment will perform to your expectations. Visit A&B Process Systems on Facebook today for more information.
And we're back here at Stratford, and we're going to tell you a little bit about Westside Auto Body. From major collisions to minor dings, Westside Auto Body in Auburndale can get your ride looking like its original self again. Call Tom at Westside Auto Body for a free estimate. Westside Auto Body, professional collision repairs on Highway K in Auburndale. And leading off is the leadoff hitter, Carly Pankhurst. Carly popped out to the third baseman back in the first inning. And the pitch, and Carly fouls it off for strike 1. I know walking out on the field a little bit, the field was a little soggy. I know the assistant coach says if we get any rain tonight, it might be a little questionable about tomorrow's ball game, as the outfield doesn't drain very well. But actually the infield, with the rain we had, settles the dust really nice, and it was actually it wasn't slippery or anything, but the grass out there in the outfield is a little soggy out there. And Carly holds up, and the count now 2-1. As Raya Sabelas, who was a first-team all-conference last year, and a foul down to third baseline. Almond-Bancroft plays in the southern part of the Central Wisconsin Conference, along with, that's right, I didn't give you the standings from Almond-Bancroft, as that is a pretty close race in that conference also this year. And the next pitch is ball and works the count to 3-2. Raya gets on the rubber, rocks, and fires. And down low. And that's the first walk of today for the Tigers. And the leadoff hitter gets on as first baseman Lanny Pankhurst, who hit one down third, and it was muffed by the first baseman, Oakley Amernick. As Amernick now playing up, and so is the third baseman, looking for Stratford to, as squares around, and sliding into second with a stolen base is Carly. And she picks up a stolen base as Lanny squared to bunt and pulled it back and was called a strike. That is actually Carly's 5th stolen base on the season. As I mentioned, they've stole 28 bases this year. Stratford boys are like that also, as they have stolen a lot of bases. Fly ball to center field. Coming in to make the catch is Maya Dernbach for out number 1. And going back to second is Carly Pankhurst.
Catcher, number 5.
And coming up is Emma Roper, as Emma had a double that hit the base of the left field fence out there and moved Lanny all the way to third. And Emma connects again, this time to the right fielder, and tagging up and going to third is Carly Pankratz. As Emma did a great job of advancing that runner, hitting a long fly ball to right field, and bringing up a cleanup hitter now, Tria Tubbs, the pitcher, as Tria grounded to the shortstop back in the first inning. She did get an RBI, though. And first pitch comes in just inside for ball one. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is the team you need by your side. Brock & Decker has all the tools you need to feel confident in selling and buying. Call Sammy or Sue today or visit them on North Central Avenue or brockanddecker.com and like them on Facebook. And next pitch comes in to Tria Tubbs just inside for ball two. We are in the bottom of the third inning here at Stratford, as Stratford Tigers are up 1-0 with 2 down and a 2-0 count on Tria Tubbs. As pitch comes right at the knees to Tria for a call strike. Raya gets set and delivers. And a fly ball out to right field, going over to her left, and cannot get to it as Tria rounds first and goes into second. She's going to third, and she's going to slide in with an RBI triple for Tria Tubbs as she helps her own cause. She now has both RBIs in this contest.
Brings up shortstop, number 12, Gracie Schmidt.
As the Tigers take a 2-0 lead. And coming up to hit now is the number 5 hitter, the shortstop, Gracie Schmidt. And that is Tria's 12th RBI on the season. And fouling the first pitch off is Gracie Schmidt, as she had a single to right field. Now would be a great time for another base hit here to knock in Tria, as she's at third. And the Tigers leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. And a swing and a miss at a high fastball to Gracie Schmidt. 0-2 count. As Ryak comes and delivers. And there it is, her second hit of the ball game, and knocks in Tria. So a big RBI single to center field. She worked that 0-2 count and took it to center field. And Gracie Schmidt picks up an RBI and knocks in the third run for the Tigers. As the Tigers playing very, very well against a second-ranked team in Division 5. And first pitch comes into Alyssa Bargander, and Alyssa fouls that one off for strike one. As I mentioned, Tria pitched an outstanding win on Tuesday against Marathon, a 3-1 victory. Both of those games were played down in Wisconsin Rapids at the Quadplex down there. Great facility down there. I've been down there 3 times this year, and that is just an outstanding complex down there. And the pitch, and upstairs for ball one. 1-2 count on Alyssa Bargander. Alyssa had a sacrifice bunt back in the second inning, moving Gracie over to second base. As Raya, and a pop-up into the infield, and camping under it is Lanny Carlton for out number 3 in making that catch. As the Tigers come up with 2 runs on 2 hits,
Almond-Bancroft 0,
no errors,
3.
1 walk, and left 1 runner on base. So after 3 complete innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 3 and the Almond-Bancroft Eagles nothing. And you're watching Stratford softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
We know how a bank should be at Partners Bank. Banking should be easier. Treating our customers as valued and important. Services should be better with online and mobile banking and locations close to where you live and work. Loans should be quicker, and we make all decisions locally with years of experience helping people with their financing needs. Partners Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender.
Partners Bank, better together.
And we're back here at Stratford, and Structures Unlimited, your fabric building specialist, supports the coaches and athletes in today's game. To find out what a fabric building can do for you, visit StructuresUnlimited.com or stop in their office in the Stratford Industrial Park. Leading off for the Eagles here in the top of the fourth inning will be the shortstop, Aaliyah Newby. As I mentioned before, Almond-Bancroft is in that Central Wisconsin South Division, and right now Almond-Bancroft sits with a 4-1 record. Pacelli is 3-0, and Pittsville is 3-1. So it's a dog race right now with those three teams. Wild Rose is 2-1, Tri-County 2-3, Rochemont 1-4, and Port Edwards is 0-5. And Pacelli has beaten Almond-Bancroft for that one loss in the conference. Almond-Bancroft lost 2-0, and Pacelli, like I mentioned, is just an outstanding ball club. Ann Molsky has been to the state tournament, I think, if I remember right, it's like 8 or 9 times, and she's won like 5 state titles at Pacelli. And between her and Tom Droner there at Stevens Point, they've won a lot of state titles, and Tom's over 500 victories in the Hall of Fame also, and Ann's going to be there very shortly also, as she is one outstanding coach. And that is a very tough conference in that Almond-Bancroft, and I'm glad to see Pittsville competing in that conference also. Count now is 2-2, and a ground ball to third, and gets by third baseman Madeline Kranig, and a base hit by Newby, as Newby is now 1 for 2 on the day. And bringing up the pitcher, Raya Sabalas. And Raya ended up having a single back in the first inning, and was put out with the third out of the first inning on a ground ball to the shortstop. And a pop-up, and charging in, and making the play, the left fielder, Gracie Crummel, took a couple steps back, but had to race in real fast. But having control was Gracie Schmidt, as she took control and made that catch for out number 1. And brings up now the first baseman, Oakley Almerneck, as she got on with was credited with a fielder's choice back in that first inning. It was brought to my attention that it's kind of interesting. She has 00 as her number, and if you look at her name, her first name is Oakley with an O, and her last name is Almerneck with an O. So 00. And she was actually a second-team all-conference last year for the Eagles at first base. And along with Lexi Dernbach, last year's catcher, who has now graduated, was all-conference also, or excuse me, on the second team last year. Tria gets the sign and delivers a little off-speed pitch high for ball 3, 3-1. As Tria has not walked a batter yet and has not struck out a batter yet either. We've only had 1 strikeout and 1 walk in this game, as both teams making great contact. And a pitch right down Main Street for a call, strike 2, full count. Now on the first baseman, Oakley Almerneck. And Lacey Bradley in the on-deck circle. Tria with the delivery. And just missed. And going to first with a walk is Oakley Amernick.
Bringing up right fielder, number 15.
And moving to second
Lacey
is Newby. So runners at first and second with one down here in the top of the fourth as Almond-Bancroft now threatening. And bringing up Lacey Bradley. Lacey flew out to the left fielder back in the second inning. Just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing projects to siding, windows, doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has a winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big with trusted, local, affordable service. Next pitch comes in for a call strike to make it now 0-2 on Lacey Bradley. Ground ball, third base. Throws over to first. High throw, but pulling it down was Lanny Pankratz for out number 2, and the runners all advance as Newby goes to third and Amernick goes to second with 2 down here in the top of the fourth inning.
Number 3, Sophia Chapa.
And bringing up Tia Dernbach. Dernbach is batting, the third baseman. Tria with the pitch and a fly ball out the left, going back and making a fantastic catch. Wow, what a highlight there as Gracie Crummel, as I thought it was going to go over her head, she put the glove up, and it was like a magnet, and it went right into the glove for out number 3. That saved 2 runs right there. So with a fly ball to the left fielder for the final out here in the fourth inning, as the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft comes up with no runs on 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left, and the score after 4 innings of play. It's Stratford 3 and the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft 0. And you're watching Marywood Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Take your education out of the classroom and give new spaces a spin. Wherever you are, North Central Technical College is there with flexible learning options, including rolling start dates and 100% online classes. Earn your degree around your life.
Number 11, Dakota.
And we're back here at Stratford. When you need to fill up your tank or your vehicle's tank in Stratford, the place to go is Telschow Oil, BP Mart. For gas or a quick snack before you hit the road, fuel up with the Telschow BP Mart on Highway 97 in Stratford. And first pitch comes in, fouled off by the second baseman, Dakota Knetter, as Dakota had a base hit to right field. First time up, back in the second inning. Great catch out there in left field by Crummel, as that saved 2 big runs for sure. If that got over her head, both runners would have scored on that. 1-1 count to Gracie, and the next pitch high for ball 2. After Dakota, Michaela Stieber will be the on-deck hitter. And a shot back to the pitcher. Ricochets off. And they're going to call her out. And we're going to have time here. That play will go 1-5-3 as it was a shot back and hit Raya right in the right thigh. And coming out is the trainer from Stratford here to take a look at it. She seems to be okay as she's out there smiling and laughing with the trainer. So I think she feels fine. Usually if I was umpiring, I would, let her throw a couple just to see if she feels all right. But I guess they're not going to give her any. So one down here in the top of the fourth inning. And the right fielder, Michaela Stieber, batting. And a swing and a miss. And actually fouled it off, caught a piece of it. ShedsDelivered.com is your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish workers. See their display lots in Marshfield, Medford, and Wisconsin Rapids, and get more information at ShedsDelivered.com. 1-1 count now to Michaela. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning, and Stratford leading 3-0 against the number 2 team in Division 5. And a fly ball out to left field, and going to the right is Lexi Carlton, and makes the catch for out number 2. And now the number 9 hitter, the left fielder, Gracie Crummel, who made that great catch to end the top of the fourth inning. If you get a chance, see the highlight on that, you would have thought it was going to go over her head. She takes the first pitch and pops it up to the third baseman. So 3 up, 3 down by the Tigers. And the score after 4 complete innings of play is the Stratford Tigers 3 and the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft 0. And you're watching Marywood Conference Softball on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
At the Granite Shop, we take great pride in what we do. We offer high-quality natural stone granite as well as a huge selection of man-made stone. With full slabs as well as a variety of partial remnants, you'll have no problem finding the stone that was meant for you. Our high-end, high-quality granite, quartz, and marble is perfect for any kitchen, bathroom, or remodel need. We are locally owned and operated on County Road C near Stratford. We service all of Wisconsin.
And we're back here at Stratford, and Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages. They are now accepting new patients at their Marshfield office and accept most insurances. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives, one smile at a time. Set up a free consultation today. Leading off for the Eagles, here in the top of the 5th inning, this game moving right along. We're not even an hour old, and we are here in the top of the 5th inning. Is a catcher, Sophia Chepa, as the first pitch comes in for a call, strike 1. We'll have Sophia Chepa, then Lanny Carlton, and then her sister Lexi. First 3 batters here for the Eagles. And fouled one off. As somebody tried to make a catch over here, and I think he dropped it, so he'll get a hard time. And he even had a glove. And Tria rocks and fires, and a shot back up the middle as Tria just fought her way to, get away from that. It was just a rope right up the middle for a base hit for Sophia Chepa, the catcher. And bringing up the number 8 hitter, the second baseman, Lanny Carlton. As Almond-Bancroft's schedule coming up as they will travel. They're on the road here now for the next, and a bunt as Tria jumps off the mound there and gets set and throws over to first base, Lanny Pankratz for out number 1. As Lanny gets the job done with a sacrifice and moves Sophia over to
number 16, Lexi
second
Carlton.
For the Eagles. A little small ball there. Remember when many years ago the Oakland A's used to play a lot of small ball. And a ground ball to second. An easy play for Knetter. And throws over to Lanny for out number 2.
Center fielder, number 4.
And
Maya
advancing
Sternbach.
to third was Sophia on that play. And back to the top of the batting order will be Maya Dernbach, as Maya is grounded out to second and grounded out to short. And a fly ball out to left and coming in and off the glove and scoring a run. She came running in on the play. I'm going to give her a hit on that.
Shortstop, number 8.
And an RBI.
WIAA.
And so the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft get on the board and make it a 3-1 game here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Aliyah Newby now the batter, and going down stealing. And got her as Emma Roper threw a rope right down to second, the gun down. The attempted steal by Maya Dernbach for out number 3. So the Eagles come up with 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and no one left. After 4.5 innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 3 and the Almond-Bancroft Eagles 1. And you're watching Merritt Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe.
And we're back here at Stratford. Door Pro of Stratford is your complete commercial and residential overhead door sales and service provider. If you need new garage doors or yours isn't working just right and needs an adjustment, stop and see them on Highway 153 just east of Stratford. Give them a call or like them on Facebook. And leading off for the Tigers and right at the top of the batting order is Carly Pankratz, the center fielder, as Carly popped out to the third baseman in the first and walked, stole a base, and scored back in the third to give the Tigers their second run of the ball game. The next time you shop your insurance, call Brad Krecklau and Ian Pierce, your full-service rural mutual insurance agent in Marshfield. Call 715-384-2826 today. And a shot down the left field line and foul for strike 2. No matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered at the best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices. That's Fleet Farm. See them in Marshfield. And getting set on the mound there. And just missing the outside corner as Rhea has been working the corners very well all game long here for the Eagles. And the count now 1-2. And the pitch down low for ball 2. As Carly has the only walk of this whole game so far. And pop up over the shortstop's head and off the glove and a base hit for Carly as the Tigers get the leadoff hitter on. And Carly is a threat on the base paths as she had a stolen base back in the third inning. And Lainey Pankratz now the first baseman. Lainey got on with an error by the first baseman and flew out to the center fielder. She's 0 for 2 today. Left-handed hitter. As Raya gets set and delivers. And a swing and a miss. And it's fouled off as they're saying that Lanny got a piece of that and popped right out of the catcher's glove. Now, if she would have caught that and she tipped it off, the ball still would have been alive and Carly could have taken off. But once it popped out of the glove, it became a foul ball instead of a foul tip. And the pitch. And a fly ball out to center field going back. And making a great catch is the center fielder, Maya Dernbach, as she gets the ball back in. And Carly hustles back to first as Lanny gave it a ride.
Catcher, number 5.
As the fences here, I would say, is about 200, 210. That's actually the minimum that they can be. Right around, 200 is the minimum, but most of them you see about 210. And that one was hit, I would say, pretty close to about 190. So it was a great shot by Lanny. The count now is 0-1 to Emma Roper. And Emma had a double back in the first and flew out to the right fielder in the third. And a changeup way high and a great pitch to steal on as Carly picks up her second stolen base of today's game. So now Tigers have a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Be great to get another insurance run here for the Tigers as they gave up a run back in the top of the fifth here in a fly ball, and beating on it and making the catch is Dernbach out in center field, and Carly gets back to second. So back-to-back fly balls to the center fielder, Maya Dernbach.
Pitcher,
And coming up now is Tria Tubbs, as Tria grounded up to the shortstop in a big RBI triple back in the third inning, as the right fielder could not get a hold or get to the ball. And a wild pitch. And Carly grounds third. And a wild pitch by Sabalos. Puts a runner now 60 feet away from another run for the Tigers. And a swing and a miss with a high fastball. 2 down, 1-1 count on the pitcher, Tria Tubbs. As Tria has picked up 2 RBIs in this contest. And a ground ball to third, bobbled by the third baseman, hustling down and getting Tria by a step. As Dernbach kept her composure and threw over to Amernick for out number 3. But the Tigers do not score.
After 5 complete.
They did get 1 hit and left 1 runner. And so after 5 innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 3 and the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft 1. And you're watching Merriwood Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hi, I'm Shad from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
And we're back here at Stratford. Attention, Stratford area residents. Country Wireless now has blazing fast service for your connected house. Streaming, gaming, movies, TV, and more is now better than ever with Country Wireless, with download speeds of up to 100 megabytes per second. Now is the time to visit countrywireless.com and get blazing fast internet with Country Wireless. And leading off for Almond-Bancroft is Aliyah Newby, who was the batter when Dernbach got thrown out at second. And the first pitch comes in for ball 1. Trio with the delivery up high. I mentioned before that Almond-Bancroft's got a very, very tough schedule as with this road trip today to Stratford. On Friday, tomorrow, they travel to Adams Friendship, and Adams Friendship is 3-0 in conference down there. Then on Monday, they travel to Tri-County. On Tuesday, they travel to Pittsville. And on Thursday of next week, they travel to Port Edwards. So tough road trips coming up this next week. And then they on Friday, they will play a non-conference game against the Assumption Royals at Almond-Bancroft. So big schedule. And the big matchup, again, with Pacelli will be on Monday, May 12th, as Almond-Bancroft will host that game. So that could settle the conference championship right there. As Newbie works a walk, and that is the second walk given up today by Tria Tubbs. And they get the leadoff runner on here in the top of the 6th inning. As coming to the plate is Raya Sabalas, as she's got a base hit and popped out to the shortstop back in the 4th inning. 3-1, Tigers lead here in the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch, and fouled off by Raya, as Oakley Amernick is the on-deck hitter. Very nice crowd here today at Stratford. And next pitch, off-speed pitch, just missed that outside corner. And the count now 1-2. And from Marathon in the middle of the 6th inning, it's Stratford 1 and Marathon nothing. And that game, if you guys want to, it wouldn't bother me, but if you want to go see how the guys are doing, they are on Zaleski Sports also today. And I'm trying to think who's doing that ball game over there, but I figured both of those games, the one on Tuesday and this one here, were going to be a nail biter when those two teams play. I mean, it's in any sport, in basketball, football, it's always a nail biter. A ground ball up the middle, base hit, and stopping at second will be Newbie, as Sabalas picks up her second hit of the game. And the Eagles now threatening here in the top of the 6th inning, as the Eagles get their first two batters on base now with runners at first and second and nobody out. And batting is Oakley Amernick, the first baseman. She's got a fielder's choice and walked back in the 4th inning. As the third baseman was charging on that, shortstop went to third, as they're expecting a sacrifice here possibly. Play a little small ball. And squaring the bunt and laying it down. And getting out as Tria comes off the mound there and gets Oakley 1-3, and that will be a sacrifice as runners advance, as Newbie goes to third and Sabalas goes to second. So with one down and runners at second and third, now would be a great time for Tria to get her first strikeout, as she has not had a strikeout yet today. She has walked 2. And a check swing by Bradley for ball 1. And pitch upstairs for ball 2. 3-1 ball game. You really don't want to walk this to load the bases, and they say walks will hurt you. And the pitch. Just upstairs, ball 3, 3-0, as Lacey Bradley has flown out to left in the second and grounded out to the third baseman in the 4th. 3-0 count, and we have 1 out. And ball 4. And we now have bases loaded. And
number 10, Sophia Chapa.
And Dernbach is now batting. And a fly ball. Well, correction, I missed an out here. I want to apologize here. So the Tigers get out of it with third out to flying out to the center fielder for out number 3. So the Eagles land up leaving the bases loaded, and they get one hit, and there was 2 walks in there. So the Eagles do not land up scoring. So the score after 5.5 innings of play is 3-1 Tigers here on Zaleski Sports, brought to you by ShedsDelivered.com.
Have you outgrown your old furniture? Well, I can relate. Then get into Mall Furniture today. We are never short on inventory, and we are never short on bringing you great deals. Living rooms, bedrooms, dining rooms, mattresses, recliners, lift chairs, and big clearance recliners. Head to Mall, because we got them all.
Mall Furniture and Mattress, West 9th Street, Marshfield.
And we're back here. As while I was talking before, I missed that fly out. And I want to apologize, as Amernick had that base hit before.
Leading off in the bottom of the 6th, shortstop, number 12, Gracie
And
Schmidt.
Gracie Schmidt leading off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. So they get out of that very nicely. And the first pitch comes in for ball 1. Where I missed that one was when Sabalas took that first pitch and popped it up to the pitcher, to Trio, and I missed that. I want to apologize. As Sabalas in the windup, and a swing and a miss by Gracie Schmidt. As Gracie is 2 for 2 on the day. And a ground ball to third. Picked up nicely by Dernbach and over to first for out number 1. Bringing up the DP, Alyssa Bargander.
Number 9, Alyssa Bargander.
And Alyssa had a sacrifice bunt in the 2nd inning. Popped out to the second baseman in the 3rd. And now batting here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the pitch. And a ground ball. And picked up by the shortstop. And throws over to first. Great play. Great range by the shortstop, Newby. And pretty good arm there also, as she throws it right on the money for out number 2.
Second baseman, number 11, Dakota Knetter.
The second baseman, Dakota Knetter, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Had a base hit. Had a shot right back to Raya back in the 4th inning. Went off her right thigh and went right to the third baseman, Dernbach. And Dernbach threw Knetter out. And next pitch right down Main Street for a call strike. 1-1 count. But it was a great heads-up play by the third baseman, Dernbach. And the pitch. And a pop-up out of play down the right side. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning in a 3-1 ball game, and a very, very fast-moving ball game. As we are only an hour and 15 minutes into this contest. In fact, I could get back to Marshfield and watch a little softball or baseball yet. They've got a 7 o'clock game in Marshfield tonight, so. So, Raya, and a shot down the right field line, and fair ball, and a long single, and the second single by Dakota Knetter.
Base hit for Knetter. Brings up right fielder.
As that is the 7th hit for the Tigers in today's contest. And Batting is the right fielder, Michaela Stever. Michaela has struck out back in the second and flew out to the left fielder in the fourth. Hitting-wise, the Eagles have 4 hits. The Tigers have 7 hits in this contest. The Tigers have stranded 4, while the Eagles have stranded 6 so far today, as they left the bases loaded back in the 6th inning. And the pitch comes in. It's 1-1 count to Michaela Steber. The Tigers' starting right fielder. Raya gets set and throws high and outside. 2-1 count. Michaela gets set in the batter's box. Raya gets the sign, rocks, and delivers. And down low. And Michaela has worked the count now 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning with 2 outs and the Tigers leading 3-1. And a pop-up into the infield. And coming over and making the call and the catch is Oakley Amernick for out number 3. So the Tigers come up with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And after 6 complete innings of play, it's the Stratford Tigers 3 and the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft 1. And you're watching Merwood Conference Softball here on Zaleski Sports, and brought to you by ShedsDeliver.com.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for. Looks like you found what you're looking for.
We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools.
A selection so big you'll need a map to find your way out.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
And we're back here at Stratford, and take the first step to building your customized home with Stratford Homes. Visit StratfordHomes.com to see your floor plans, schedule a tour, or begin the design of your new customized home from Stratford Homes. Visit StratfordHomes.com today to get started. And coming up right after the ball game will be the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. And Tria gets set and delivers. And a little roller. Back to the mound as Tria goes to her left, picks it up, and throws it over to first, and gets Lanny Carlton for out number 1. So 1 down away here.
Left fielder.
Great pitching outing.
Lexi Carlton.
And actually, when you think about it, great defense by the Tigers here today also. As a big catch by Gracie out in left, and that prevented 2 runs right there. And so when you can possibly win a ball game 3-1, and a fly ball out to center field going back is Carly Pankratz, and making a catch for out number 2. And so 2 down now here in the top of the 7th inning. And back to the top of the order is center fielder Maya Dernbach. And Maya has grounded to second, grounded to short, and a base hit in the 5th, and got caught stealing in the 5th. And a call strike as Maya kind of looks, and it's like, really? So she was not too thrilled with the call. And they're saying it was on an offer. And the Almond-Bancroft fans that made the trip over here were not too pleased with that call. And bouncer back to Tria, and for out number 3, and a victory for the Stratford Tigers as they beat the number 2 team in Division 5, the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft, with a very, very impressive 3-1 victory. And a great pitching performance and great defense by the Stratford Tigers to get this victory. So coming up next is the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds. Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll be with Coach Pankratz and most likely Tria Tubbs in our postgame show for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. So we'll be back in just a bit.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fir, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Keflatiri, Kefla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
And we are back here at Stratford in an outstanding ball game by the Stratford Tigers here this afternoon, as the Stratford Tigers took down the number 2 team in the state in Division 5, the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft. And Coach Pankratz, I mean, your team, what's really impressive about this whole thing is that Tria did not have a strikeout today with 2 walks, and great defensive plays by your ball club today.
Yep. You know, we finally got to practice last night, which was nice, and we got back to playing on some dirt, which we also enjoy to play on instead of turf, right? And just so proud of these girls. They came up with big plays after big plays. You know, we throw a girl out stealing. Our outfielders obviously made some great plays, and our infielders were spot on. Tria hit her spots, so she got her ground balls in situations when she needed to. And, it's a team effort, and that's what these girls, we hang our hat on is being a team all the time. And that's what's going to make us grow and be where we want to be at the end of the season. And this is a really important win for us right now.
I know you've got big ball games coming up next week. You got 2 against Auburndale, and it's pretty much it's going to decide the conference title when you kind of look at it.
Well, I think, the Marywood South is just tough up and down. So I think that anybody can beat anybody on a given night. And I think you may see a conference championship with 2-3 losses. It may look like that. But, we pride ourselves on building a really tough schedule. And the Marywood South provides that in itself. And then we bring in, teams like Almond in our schedule, which just help us down the stretch. And there's no soft spots in our schedule, and we think that that's really important, that we have to compete day in and day out, and these girls learn how to battle and stay determined and respond to all types of situations.
Well, and now Bonduelle comes in tomorrow, and we're going to be here also again, so we might as well just stay overnight, But no, we will be back here tomorrow for the Bonduelle game. And Bonduelle's a very good ball club, too. They're like 3-0 in conference right over there.
Yeah, they're athletic. We've played them in basketball quite a few times, and just athletes over there. So once again, building our schedule so that we can really, compete, see good pitching, see athletic girls, and just help us down the stretch again. So.
All right, Coach, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you tomorrow, and good luck tomorrow. You betcha.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
With us also is Tria Tubbs. And Tria, great job on the mound tonight. Coming off that big win over Marathon, that 3-1 outing that you had just on Tuesday here, and then coming right back to pitch against a very, very good Almond-Bancroft Eagles team.
Yeah. Almond-Bancroft, give them a check. They don't like to swing and miss a lot, so it was very good to have my very good defense behind me, getting those ground balls and fly balls like Gracie here. Yeah, it was just a great win overall.
Yeah, in fact, and actually the big triple you had down the right field line. I mean, man, I didn't think you could move that fast, and I'll tell you, you had the motor going.
Yeah, look at me and my brother. We don't look the fastest, but we can get there.
So, and with a big ball game coming up tomorrow, and this gives you guys a lot of momentum, beating a team like Almond-Bancroft.
Yeah, they're a very good team, and like you said, number 2 in D5, and it's a great win for us, and I hopefully keep the momentum going for the next couple games.
All right, stick around, Tria, because we're gonna do a little in the house here, and with me is Gracie Crummell, and Gracie, you hit the ball well today also. You had a fly ball out to right and it popped out to the third baseman, but the big play was that defensive play you had. That was back in what, the, let's see, in the 4th inning with bases, or, with 2 runners on. And that would have changed the whole ball game right there with that catch. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw it going over my head, and I'm like, oh no, let's just take a leap of faith here.
So in other words, it was like, let's just put the glove up and hope the ball falls in there?
Pretty much.
So, yes, a great defensive play, and it was the game changer right there, because it would have given 2 runs to Almond-Bancroft, and it would have made a whole different ball game. And your defensive, your play and the rest of the defense tonight was all just awesome.
Yeah, we did really good.
All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put both of you guys in the house here. I don't know if you've ever done in the house before, but Tria's done it quite a few times with volleyball and also basketball. So she's a veteran, So I'm going to count you guys down, and you guys can do one at a time, or you guys can do it together.
We'll say I'm Tria Tubbs, you're Gracie Crummell, and we're in the house.
3, 2, 1.
I'm Tria Tubbs.
And I'm Gracie Crummell.
And we're in the house.
Thanks, girls. We'll see you tomorrow. Good luck against Bonduelle. Again, another big win for the Stratford Tigers as they come up with a 3-1 victory over the Eagles of Almond-Bancroft. And a game changer with Gracie making that catch out in left field. And, of course, a great pitching performance by Tria Tubbs. So, again, for John, my producer, I'm Mike Steinwegner. We'll be back here tomorrow as the Tigers will take on Bonduelle. Game time 5:45, or no, 4:45. We'll get the time right, but it'll be here on Zaleski Sports. So we'll see you tomorrow, and have a nice evening.